Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 6 to 10 of chapter 3. Karmendriyani sanyamya,
Karmendriyani sanyamya,
ya aste manasa smaran,
ya aste manasa smaran,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
indriyartan vimudhatma,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
mithyachara sa uchyate,
yastvindriyani manasa,
yastvindriyani manasa,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
niyamyarabhaterjuna,
karmendriyai karmayogam,
Karmendriyai karmayogam,
asaktah savishishyate,
asaktas savishishyate,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
niyatam kuru karmatvam,
karmajyayo hyakarmanah,
karmajyayo hyakarmanah,
sharirayatra pichate,
sharirayatra pichate,
na prasidhyeda karmanah,
na prasidhyeda karmanah,
yajñarthat karmanonyatra,
yajñartat karmanonyatra,
lokoyam karma bandhanah,
lokoyam karma bandhanah,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
tadartham karma kaunteya,
mukta sangha samachara,
mukta sangha samachara,
saha yajñah praja srishtva,
सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
अनेन प्रसविष्यद्वम्
येषवोस्त्विष्टकामधुक्
येषवोऽस्विष्टकामधुक्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So what is he saying in this verse number 7? But one who restrains the senses with the mind, O Arjuna, Indriyani manasa niyamya. So that is the conservation of energy, because the mind's energy keeps on getting dissipated in various channels. In the later verses, he will even be getting into specifics, and he'll be telling you where all your energies are getting dissipated. And then he will be asking you to conserve from each of those areas. It will be very interesting and useful. When we come there, we'll see. So one who restrains the senses with the mind, O Arjuna, and undertakes the yoga of action with the organs of action, karmendriyai karma yogam. So using the organs of action, one who does karma yoga, asaktaha, unattached, sa vishishyate. Saha vishishyate means that person excels. That person really is an achiever. So last week we just started seeing the power of the karma indriyas, as he is calling them, the karmendriyaihi, by the organs of action. So as you all know, you have the 5 organs of action. So what are they meant for? That is what we were seeing. We started that. Today we'll go into more depth. See, whenever you use any object, you should first know what is that object meant for. For example, you are using your cell phone. Now you have a clear idea as to what the cell phone should be used for. It is primarily a communication device. I'm only mentioning the obvious, And then the smartphones, you can connect to the internet, you can check mail. So many features are there. You can see some movie also if you want. So in different ways, there are different usages. That is what the cell phone is meant for. Now you will use the cell phone only in those areas. You will never use the cell phone for something which it is not meant to be used for. If you have a sofa, now the sofa is meant for you to sit. That is the usage, that is the purpose. That is what it is meant for. So you will use it. Now you will not sit on your cell phone because that is not the purpose of the cell phone. So when it comes to certain objects like these, it is very, very clear to you. But when it comes to certain other objects, it is not so clear to you. Especially, when it comes to your own physical body, your own personality, your own birth. What I mean by birth is this human birth. What is the purpose of the human birth? What is it actually meant for? That is not clear to you at all. The ancient wisdom actually talks about that. So if you want to use an object effectively, the first thing is you need to know why it has been designed in that particular way. That is, what is it meant for? What are the various usages? When it comes to the external objects, to a certain extent you are clear, but when it comes to your own equipments, which is the physical body and then the various aspects of the physical body, and then the pranic body, the emotions, thoughts, actually you don't have that clarity. Now, it is not only knowing what an object is meant for, but you should also know what that object can give you back in return. For example, if you take money, now what is money meant for? It is meant for a few things: to buy certain sense objects, to lead a comfortable life, and then the money is very useful when it comes to fulfilling your duties in life. Because if you want to do karma yoga, money is also very important. Without wealth, how can you perform your duties properly? For everything you require wealth. So in the ancient wisdom, they are never against wealth. Actually, they worship wealth as goddess Lakshmi. It's a misconception that the yogis and the siddhas, they were against wealth. Many people have these kinds of misconceptions. So money is meant for these things. Now, what can that object give you in return? It can make life very comfortable for you. These are the few things at the physical level. But money cannot give you inner happiness. Happiness is something internal. Whether you have money or not, you can be happy. Now, where you lose your clarity is, number one, what is that object meant for? There itself, many people lose clarity. The second thing is, what can it give back in return? They think that money can give them happiness. So they go on chasing the money, thinking that they will become more happy when they get it. That will definitely cause disillusionment. In the ancient wisdom, they are never against anything, including money or sense objects, or they are only saying know what each thing can give you, and then relate with that object with the right approach. You will never develop wrong expectations from that object. Happiness being an internal phenomenon, totally internal. Now you will not look for it anywhere outside once you understand that. So there also people don't have clarity. What can wealth give you? What can a family give you? What can work give you? In every area you need to be very clear about this. Now, when you are clear about what an object is meant for, number one, and number two, what an object can give you, the third thing which is using the object to its fullest potential will become possible for you. If you take a computer, now what is it meant for? And then what can it give you? Number two, if these two things are clear to you, then you will use the computer to its fullest potential. If a person is not clear about what the computer is meant for, what all it can do for him, then he will not be able to use it effectively. To its fullest potential means effectively. See, whenever you use any object, we always aim to increase the effective usage to the maximum level. Now, this is with respect to a full object. Now, as far as spirituality is concerned, it is your personality which is the object, the instrument. Now, your personality can be further divided, which is what he is doing here. Now, you have various aspects of your personality. You have the physical personality, the pranic personality, emotional personality, intellectual personality, spiritual personality. Out of that, let us first take the physical personality. What is your physical body meant for? That should be clear. As a human being, you have been given this physical body. Number two, what can this physical body give you? Can the physical body give you infinite happiness? It's an investigation. This entire wisdom can be gained only if you maintain the spirit of research, investigation, and doing the meditation, traveling inward and discovering it for yourself. So when you understand these two things, now you will begin to see what is the potential of this physical body. We'll go to the higher aspects later, but first this physical body itself, it has tremendous potential. It is the vehicle which you are using to fulfill your desires. It is a vehicle which you're using to achieve your goals. It is the vehicle which you're using to interact with others for exchange of emotions, for exchange of thoughts. So many purposes are there. So you need to understand that. See, the moment you understand that, you will start taking care of it with a lot of care. You will not simply eat anything you want, in the sense junk food, which is not good for the body. A lot of care immediately comes when you know what that object is meant for. So this is with respect to a full object. Now, not only with respect to a full object, within that object there are many parts, and each part has a purpose. That also you need to understand. For example, let's say you're driving a car. Now, I'm not getting into the internal parts like carburetor and all that. That also is true, but we are only gently saying external parts. Each one has a particular purpose. The car, externally you can see that the car has a seat, it has a steering wheel, it has an accelerator, a brake, a clutch, a gear is there. So these are all the various external things. Now, you use them very, very clearly, because you know what each part is meant for. So the seat is meant for you to sit, you sit on that. Now, when you start the car and you want to go a little fast, you press the accelerator. You will not press the brake. If you want to slow down, you will press the brake. If you want to change gears, you will press the clutch. You're very clear about the usage of each part of the car. If you want to turn left or right, if you want to change the direction, you will immediately use the steering wheel. You will not use some other part. See, when it comes to a car, you're pretty much clear. It is not only with respect to a car. You take any object on a whole, it has a purpose, and then each part will have the individual usages. You need to be clear about both. You take your own home. Basically, the purpose of your home is to live there for shelter. This you know. But each room in your home will have a particular purpose. The dining room is used for dining. The bedroom is used for sleeping. The bathroom is used for having a bath. So like this, the way the kitchen is used for cooking, the hall is used for sitting, relaxing, and interacting with guests and all that. So you are very, very clear about each part of your home, what it should be used for. Actually, you design your home. Supposing you're building your home, you design your home keeping these usages in mind only. Now, we will use the same principle with respect to spirituality also. So, spirituality means the inner growth, the personal growth, self-development culminating in self-realization or God realization. Now, when we talk of self-development or self-purification, first we will take the physical body. As I told you, the physical body on the whole has a purpose. Now, if you go to the individual parts of the physical body, each part has a particular purpose. You need to understand what the purpose of each part is. For example, with the eyes you can see, with the nose you can smell. These things are very, very obvious, too simple. But now what he is trying to give you is very interesting. There are subtler purposes of every part which is actually hidden. When you understand the full usage of these parts only, you would be able to use it to its fullest potential. So if you merely say with the eyes you see, with the ears you hear, with the nose you smell, with the tongue you taste, with the skin you touch. Now that is an obvious thing. There is nothing to discuss about that. But what our rishis have done is not merely that. They say these are called the jnana indriyas, the sense organs of perception. So by calling them as jnana indriyas, what are they saying? The subtler usage of these parts are that you can use these 5 sense organs of perception to gain information from the world, to enrich yourself with more knowledge. That's why they are called jnana indriyas. Now we are not getting into the jnana indriyas now. Here it is the karma indriyas. So when we talk of karma indriyas, now what are these karma indriyas meant for? They are different parts of your body only. The 5 karma indriyas. So just to merely say that with your legs you have to walk, with your hands you have to do these things, with your mouth you can talk, you can eat food. No, that is a very limited usage. But what can these equipments be used for when you tap the fullest potential. That is what we are seeing. From a spiritual point of view, the karma indriyas can be used to elevate your personality. It is only when you begin to understand this in depth will you be able to use these karma indriyas effectively. See, when we talk of the ancient wisdom, when we talk of spirituality, it essentially deals with the spirit, that is the infinite. That is the highest wisdom, the wisdom at the highest level. But relatively, this wisdom actually teaches you how to use your equipments to its maximum level. The physical yoga, all the various asanas, the pranayama, what are they meant for? To tune this equipment, the physical body and the pranic body, to tune them to a very subtle level so that you can use this very effectively. You know, in the empowerment program, Kaya Tattva, see, even though it is ancient secrets of health, if you see that the terminology, the Kaya Tattva, Kaya means the body, Tattva means the essence of the body, the wisdom of the body. Why have the yogis called it the Kaya Tattva? Because there is so much you can learn just by studying the physical body per se. Again, I am not talking of merely the biological learning here. I am talking of how to use this physical body for your personal development. That is what is very interesting. So, what our great yogis are saying is that these seemingly simple 5 karma indriyas, the hands, the feet, the mouth, the organ of procreation, the organ of evacuation, actually they are meant for so many things. They have classified those things into 4. Last week we just saw it in brief. I gave you a glimpse, but we'll be going further deep into that. So what are the 4 purposes of the karma indriyas? You need to understand that. 4 purposes means what can it be used for? This is apart from the biological usage, apart from the normal use which you already know, like I told you, mouth is meant for talking, the legs are meant for walking. See, this session is not meant for that. We are talking of fine-tuning the karma indriyas and discovering the purpose, the different purposes of the karma indriyas and how we can use them for our development. So in that context, what the yogis say is that there are 4 purposes for the karma indriyas. Number 1, expressing. Expressing, the Sanskritam word for that is abhivyakti. Abhivyakti means expression, expressing. See, vyaktitva means individuality. Now, abhivyakti means expressing your individuality. What do we mean by your individuality? The technical term is swadharma. Your swadharma defines your individuality. Swadharma means, dharma means nature. Swa means one's own nature. So your nature defines your individuality. So abhivyakti means manifesting your individuality. It is very interesting. No two individuals are exactly the same. Even if you compare twins, the homozygous twins, there are a lot of differences in terms of nature and so many things, so many variations are there. Certain similarities may be there between two individuals, but no two individuals can be exactly the same. That is the uniqueness. Now, if you take your own personality, you have your unique nature, your unique set of talents, your unique set of skills. So when they talk of abhivyakti, they are not talking of your weaknesses, they are not talking of your impurities. And they say manifest. As I told you, the tamasic mind can interpret everything negatively. See, when we talk of Swadharma, function in the field of your Swadharma, there was a person who misunderstood that totally. If he is unable to do anything properly, he used to say, oh, this is my paradharma. So he had a big problem in his office. Because any work you give him, he was unable to do it properly. He was unwilling to learn. And he was covering his unwillingness to learn, his tamas, under the garb of Swadharma. So you should be careful. Each of these principles can be misused, misinterpreted and misused. The tamasic tendency of the mind is waiting to misuse all this. So you need to be very careful about it. So when they talk of expression, they are talking of your positivities. A person cannot say, express himself in a violent way and say, this is my Swadharma. So when we come there, when he is talking of Swadharma, we will be dealing about all this in detail. Because certain things he says is a taboo, you cannot do them because they can harm yourself and they can harm others. So we'll have to see all that. So when they talk of functioning in the field of your Swadharma, when they talk about abhivyakti, manifesting what your individuality is, they are talking about your positives, your skills, what you are good at. So if I think all of you would have done that homework last week which I gave you, so that you can continue on a regular basis. That is, you study yourself and find out really what you are good at. Everyone will be good at something. You have your unique nature. That is what gives you that beauty, that adds beauty to your personality. Some people are good in singing, some people are good in writing, some people are good in sculpting, some people are good in business, some people are good in accounts. See, each one has a distinct individuality and a talent in that field. This doesn't mean you should not learn other fields. Learning is always infinite. And once you learn some other field, that will become a part of your Swadharma. That's why I said the tamasic mind will immediately misuse that and stop learning. So don't mix up those two things. So as a sadhak, the first thing is you should find out what your individuality is. Don't compare yourself with anyone else and start imitating. Just because another person is doing something, no, you don't need to do the same thing in the same way. See, any invention, any creation has come about because they had the courage to be original. You can learn from others, but ultimately you need to manifest what your nature is, what your talents are. When everyone is thinking in one direction, suddenly you find one person coming up with something very, very creative, a new idea. How is that? Because he or she does not compare himself or herself with anyone else. So you are what you are, and there is a beauty about it. See, when you start using your karma indriyas to manifest what your vyaktitva, your individuality is, that is, when you start operating on your talents, on your skills, there is a tremendous development which will start happening within you. You, as a personality, you will start growing immensely. Not only that, your personality will become very charming. See, anyone who is himself or herself has a very charming personality. When you're not yourself, when you're comparing yourself with others, you develop a complex, either a superiority complex or you will develop an inferiority complex. And when you're functioning with these complexes, all the personal charm, the beauty of your personality, everything goes away. So karma indriyas, these four principles which are being given to you are the subtler usages or subtler utilities of the karma indriyas, of the organs of action. Because expression itself is a form of action only. And that can be done only using your karma indriyas. Once we understand these four purposes in depth, then we will also see the relevance of karma yoga. Because if the moment you understand these four purposes, actually doing them, that it's performing these four, fulfilling these four purposes of the karma indriya, they themselves constitute the main portion of karma yoga. So what is being given here will help you to understand the power of your karma indriyas, number one. They will also help you to practice karma yoga, that is the yoga of action, how to use action to keep on developing. Whenever you suppress your nature, either by comparing yourself with others, by imitating, or for whatever reasons, whenever you suppress your talents, now you cannot grow spiritually. Incidentally, each of these aspects, even though they may look worldly, they help you in your spiritual development. When you stifle your individuality, it causes a lot of suppression. So in the good old days, there was this Gurukula system. So what the teacher used to do is to observe the students. What is each student good at? So a basic education was given, and then the specialization was given in that particular field which that student had talent in. Today, unfortunately, that is going away, that principle. Rather, people are taking up something because that can give you an immediate reward. See, if you want to become a doctor, you should become a doctor because you're so interested in medicine. You have a talent there. It should not be because now, if I become a doctor, that can give me a lot of success or money. You can be successful in any field. You can earn money in any field. The type of activity is irrelevant here. How good are you in that? That is the question. See, if you take any field, there is always a successful person and there is a person who is a failure also. So please remove these misconceptions from your mind that only certain fields can give you money, certain fields cannot. There is nothing like that. If you apply yourself in the right manner, you can succeed in any area, in any field. The point which you have to see is, what am I good at? What do I enjoy doing, number one, and what am I really good at? So it's a beautiful purpose, abhivyakti, expressing. So a master, when he looks at his students, he is so happy to see the individuality of the students. See, first you need to understand the individuality. Then you need to purify the individuality. After that only you can merge it with the totality. That is why self-purification, self-development, which leads to self-realization. So the first step in spirituality is to see what you are at the relative level and nurture that individual skills or individual talents which you have. A guru is there to help you flower in your way. If you're a rose, you should flower like a rose. If you're a jasmine, you should flower like a jasmine. A guru will never expect you to change and become somebody else. See, this is a common mistake which people make in spirituality. They try to imitate spiritually evolved souls. If Buddha lived a particular lifestyle, if Buddha did a few things, that suited him. Now you have to take the essence of his teachings and practice that in your way. That is very important. Each master was connected with the infinite. See, every master had a uniqueness. The unique individuality was expressed. But the common factor is they were all connected to the infinite. But when they communicated the truth to the world, they didn't communicate in the same way. They communicated according to their individuality. So your individuality should be refined, should be purified, should be refined, and then it should align itself with the totality, the infinite. That is the goal of spirituality. You cannot attain the infinite by neglecting the finite. You cannot attain the infinite by suppressing the finite. It is not possible. Spirituality is like flowering, not suppression. So the karma indriyas, the powerful organs, have been given to you. They are a part of your physical body. They have been given to you to express your individual talents, your individual skills in a powerful way. And the moment you do that, you become very peaceful. You become so happy. The entire nature Every aspect of nature is expressing its uniqueness, its individual nature. And that is why the whole of nature is so happy and peaceful. Every creature is in a state of abhivyakti, we can say. If you were to observe the world, every creature is in this state. A dog never wants to be like a cat. A cat never wants to be like a dog. Whatever its unique nature is, it's so happy expressing it. So this is a beautiful sadhana which you can practice. Happiness is not anywhere outside. It is there right within you. So learn to be very happy with yourself, with just being yourself. There is nothing for you to copy. You have come from the infinite. You are a unique creation, a unique part of the creation. Understand your worth first. Never ever think that you are low. That is a sin according to spirituality. Whenever you lose your confidence, it is a spiritual sin, I would say. You are so precious, your very birth is divine. You have come from that divinity. Each and every one of you is essentially divine. You're a spark of the divine flame. So whatever talents you're having, whatever skills you're having, it is an expression of divinity. The moment you start practicing this and you go deep into the sadhana, where will it end? You will come to a state where you become one with the infinite and you just manifest whatever is the nature of these material equipments in a divine way. The very word Bhagavad Gita means a song of the Lord. So all your expressions will become divine. That is when you have truly absorbed the energy of the Bhagavad Gita. That is when you are truly practicing the Bhagavad Gita. No artificiality whatsoever. Ego makes you very artificial. Ego makes you very self-conscious. But if you practice the simple sadhana of abhivyakti, now it makes you so natural. It makes you original. You become what you are. First at the relative level, and then you are well equipped to find out who you really are, which is the infinite. If at the finite level itself, you are not practicing this, how will you be able to identify with the infinite nature of yours? It's not possible. So this is the first purpose of the karma indriyas. Again, I'm not, as I told you before, we're not talking of the other activities, the basic activities of the karma indriya. We are talking of the subtler activities. The second purpose of the karma indriyas is achieving. The Sanskritam word for that is sad. Sad means achieving. So using these karma indriyas, when you manifest whatever skills you have, whatever talents you have, and you keep becoming better. See, whenever you practice something, you will master that. So when you manifest your skills and you go on practicing, you go on learning, now you will become a master in that area. So using that, you need to achieve things in the world. You need to fulfill your goals in life. Sadh means a full-fledged achievement. Actually, the word sadhana is also coming from sadh only. Sadhana means any means to achieve something, an instrument to achieve something. In spirituality, we use the word sadhana to mean spiritual practices. For example, every day morning you get up and do the yoga sankirtan sadhana. We use the word sadhana. What is the meaning of that word sadhana? What is the implication of that? It is derived from sadh. So what is your goal here? Spiritual growth. To become one with the infinite. In order to achieve that, this practice is helping you. Therefore, it is called sadhana. Sadhak means an achiever, actually. See, the problem is, you don't know the power of the word sadhak. When these great masters are saying, be a sadhak, it is a very powerful word. They are empowering us, actually. Because when you become a sadhak, what does it mean? It means now you are going to be an achiever. Whatever goals you set, you're going to fulfill all those goals. You're going to manifest all those goals. And you're going to become a great achiever. So don't think a sadhak means one who is just going to simply sit and he's a weak person. No. Being a sadhak means becoming very powerful. You need to go out and achieve whatever you want to achieve in the world. This is the second purpose of the karma indriyas. Beautiful principle, sadh. See, just imagine what is the power of these equipments, and today you're not using them fully. You're just mechanically using them in a very limited way. So the more you absorb these principles, the more powerful you'll start becoming. With whatever principles are being given here, with the sadhana materials, the yoga sankirtan and the other materials which have been given, actually you can become a powerful sadhak, means you can become a great achiever. See, sadh, the achievement can be worldly achievement and spiritual achievement. Spiritual achievement, we'll see it separately. But first, at the worldly level, there are so many aspects in your life, like wealth, enjoyment, family, work, there is career, your creative abilities. Like there's so many, 12 aspects are there. This year, when we are going to do the empowerment on finding rhythm in life, we are going to see all these 12 aspects. And for each of these aspects, we are going to there's going to be a separate empowerment. So 12 powerful meditations. Of course, in the 22-day program, there are going to be more meditation, but I'm saying these 12 meditations will be a part of the empowerment course. So in all those areas, you need to become an achiever. That is why these karma indriyas have been given to you. A sadhu is one who has achieved. What has he achieved? He has achieved the highest happiness, the infinite happiness. That is why he has become a sadhu. We generally associate spirituality with failure. I don't know how. See, for some strange reason, the moment we talk of spirituality, people understand it as spirituality means you should be poor, no wealth. Spirituality means you should be a failure. Actually, people think if you have failed miserably in life, then you should take up to spirituality. Why? Just to get that mental solace. No. Actually, the spiritual wisdom, this ancient wisdom, makes you a powerful achiever. So, what you can do is, even when you attend the Finding Rhythm and Life Empowerment course, you will get more clarity on these 12 aspects. But right from now itself, you take up a few areas of your life and start writing your goals in them. See, without a goal, there is nothing to achieve. This is what I want to experience in this area. This is what I want to experience in this area. Like this, you fix your goals and then you do your sadhana regularly. Slowly, you will find that you will start achieving, in all these aspects of life. You will start experiencing life fully, in totality. The first is abhivyakti. The second is sadh, the achievement. This helps you to live your life fully, completely. Today, your life is very imbalanced. It is incomplete. That's why that empowerment course is called Finding Rhythm in Life. Because when you find the rhythm, you get back the balance. It's called Laya Sadhana. Very, very powerful. So find out as a homework. For example, you take up your career. Okay, where all do I feel incomplete? Now there you practice this, fix goals, see what your talents are, how best can you achieve that. So, and then do the sadhana every day. That will give you that energy, and then go about fulfilling your goals. Once you receive the higher empowerments, your capacity to manifest your goals will keep increasing. Similarly, take up some other area where there is an incompleteness which you're feeling. Actually, if you get into this analysis, you will find there is so much of lacuna which you're feeling in different areas of your life. One by one, take them up. Like a game, you don't need to become result oriented. Just like a game, you take them up and start applying this wisdom in that particular area. Within a period of time, you will find that your life is becoming complete. The Maha Ganapati Dhyana is meant to bring that completeness in life. The next Yoga Sankirtan which is coming, which is Saravana Bhavadhyana, the Om Saravana Bhavadhyana, Lord Muruga, that is also meant for this completion only. Once that is ready and when we have the release of that, at that time I will explain more. Different approaches are there. But these higher Shaktis, the higher energies are all being invoked and the sadhana materials are being given to you so that you can lead a full life, which is what these ancient rishis have conceived. So number one, abhivyaktihi. Number two, sadh, achievement. Then, what is the third purpose for these karma indriya. The third purpose is contribution. It is called yoga danam in Sanskritam. Yoga danam means your contribution to the world. Now, unless you practice the first two, the third one is not possible. If you're not if you have not manifested your own skills and talents, you will not become good in your field. Then where is the question of contributing? If you have not achieved anything in life, you will be frustrated. Then there is no question of contributing to the world. So what is this yoga danam? Contribution. Why are they talking about contribution? When you are born in this world, you acquire certain karmas. See, we are talking of karma yoga, no? Certain karmas, because you have received so much. See, right from your birth, you have received so much from the world. When we were all babies, we were unable to do anything. Somebody changed the nappies for us, our parents. That is why in our thing they say Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. These are all symbolic representations of how grateful we should be for what we have received. We have received love and care from Mata and Pita, that is mother and father. We have received the higher wisdom from the Guru. And all this is not possible without the Devam, God. So it's not restrictive. It's not, I will only be grateful to mother, father, Guru, God. Nobody else. It's not like that. This is just a symbolic representation. Mother and father represent everything which you have received at the worldly level. Guru represents everything which you have received at the spiritual level. And God, of course, represents the infinite. We have received so much. So it becomes our primary duty, karma yoga, to repay, to give back, to contribute. That is the meaning of yoga danam. And you can contribute only according to what you are good at. So if you are a singer, now you can contribute to the world by singing. You can sing so well that people are extremely happy. They are so pleased when they listen to your singing. If you are a painter, you can contribute to the world by painting. If you are an accountant, you can contribute to the world. Your yoga danam becomes accountancy, whatever work you're doing. If you are good in business, you can contribute to the world by doing business. It is not the type of activity which they are talking about. It is whether you are wanting to repay or not. So an essential aspect of karma yoga is this yoga danam, contributing back to the world from which we have received so much. At every stage of our lives, we have received from someone or other. Not only that, every moment of your life, you are receiving so much from this universe just to exist. Right now, even as this person is talking to you, even as you are listening to all this, one thing you should not forget is that both of us are breathing, and that is going on in the background. We are taking in oxygen, we are letting out carbon dioxide. Now, have we ever paid our bills for oxygen, for using oxygen? Like how you pay electricity bill, water bill, all these things we pay, no? Have you ever thought about it? We are getting it free. You just see how the body is functioning. You will become so grateful to that infinite existence, to that infinite creation. If you see how each and every cell is functioning, it is mind-boggling. The heart, how it's pumping continuously, no holiday. Thank God the heart does not want a holiday. We want holidays, no? I've worked a lot, okay, enough, let me stop for a while. We feel that, no? The heart never does that. Continuously working. Your entire body is doing that all the time. We are enjoying all these benefits from nature, from this universe. We are taking so much from people, starting from, right from our parents to the society, some way or other we are taking. So the least which we can do is utilize our talents to make others happy, to contribute something to this world in our own way. See, that is very important. That is why I said, I covered Abhivyakti initially. They have given it in a very structured way. Because when we talk of Yoga Dhanam, that is Seva, Seva means service. Now again people have a very restricted view about service. They think certain activities constitute Seva. Not necessarily. Everyone can do Seva in his or her own way. If you practice the first two, Abhivyakti, manifesting your nature, your talent. Number two, if you start achieving in your life, and you start becoming an achiever, your powers increase. Now Yoga Dhanam is utilize your powers to serve others, to repay. Remember, service is nothing but repayment for all the things which we have received. A great thinker said this, He said, service is the rent which you need to pay in order to occupy this earth. Beautiful thought. So that is an essential aspect of Karma Yoga. Expressing is an aspect of Karma Yoga, expressing your individual talents, skills. Achievement is an essential aspect of Karma Yoga. And when it comes to Yoga Dhanam, that is even more important. But remember, you cannot serve, you cannot help others if you have not achieved anything. Service is not for weak people. See, many people think that if something goes wrong in their lives, let us say someone has had a great tragedy. Now, solution which some so-called counselors and all give us, best is you go and do social service. Now, that person is having a problem. Let us say that person's near and dear one has passed away, or a divorce has happened, some traumatic experience, that person is suffering. How to get rid of the suffering? Go and do social service. How can you do social service? You will only spread that sorrow and suffering to others also. You first need to smile and you need to be happy in order to make others happy. That is what is service. Any form of service, ultimate aim is to make the other person happy. For that you have to be happy. That is why without this sadhana, a person cannot really serve others. So they think service means it's meant for weak people. No. If you have money, you can share a part of your money and serve others. If you have knowledge, you can share a part of your knowledge and you can serve others. Whatever you have, only you can give, you can share. If you are very sorrowful, if you are miserable, highly stressed, you will share that stress only with others. You may call it service, but it will not work. There are people who in the name of social service, they only promote their image. They always carry a photographer with them, and a photographer comes and he keeps on taking photographs. It's more of a photo. They call it as a photo option. So because they have a weakness, they whatever they have only they can give. So their weakness is image. So again, that is what they are giving everywhere. A spiritually evolved yogi, he has this infinite wealth of yoga, and he keeps on giving that highest energy to everyone, to the entire universe. That is the highest form of yoga danam. Actually, yoga danam, it means contribution at any level, but the very structure, how it has been structured, the word yoga means union with the infinite. Danam means giving. Unite with the infinite and contribute, do seva in this world. That is the highest karma yoga. So from where will you start this yoga danam? First two principles, abhivyakti and sadh. And then if you want to practice yoga danam, from where will you start? First start with your family. What are you contributing in your family? Are you giving your partner more happiness? Are you giving your parents more happiness? Are you giving your children more happiness? If you are a child, are you giving your parents more happiness? See that. Don't give a lecture to your spouse saying that, see, you have to do yoga danam, therefore you make me happy. Again, tamasic people will do all this. These principles are meant for you to reflect and change yourself, not to give a lecture to others. Even in case you want to introduce this to others, you send them this link and let them see. You don't get into advising and lecturing. Nobody will listen. It's meant for self-purification. So within your family, first find out, how best can I contribute? If you're all the time you're irritable and you're shouting, what is it that you're giving? What is the danam you're doing? Danam means a gift, no? What is it you're giving others? You're only giving your stress. And then you should do your sadhana and become more peaceful. If you're all the time, let's say you're an alcoholic, you're drinking, then that is a very tamasic life. What are you contributing to your family? Nothing. Your whole life is becoming a waste. One person will earn in the family, one person will take care of all the household things. It can be a combination also, both can earn both. That all depends upon one's convenience. But in some way, you should contribute with that gratitude. That is what is important. What is my role in life, and how best can I perform? How best can I contribute? What is the seva which I can do? Seva, service to society, service to this entire humanity. He'll be using the word loka sangraha. Loka sangraha, when we come there, we'll see, it means welfare of the world. What is this yoga danam? As I told you, all these principles are going to be further expanded as we go into these other verses. So when he expands this principle of yoga danam, he'll say, keep loka sangraha as your goal, that is your intention, and then work, and then act. Means the welfare of the world, of this loka. And then you keep on acting. That is karma yoga, he says. So if you can't even keep the welfare of your family, now how can you practice keeping the welfare of the whole world and all that? So don't need to start very high. See, seva or service always starts from your family. And then that will keep spreading. See, you start with a smaller unit, you master it first, and then only you can expand further. So many people, they say, I am doing social service, I am doing social. They only develop an ego over that. Actually, what is said in our scriptures, when you do any seva, don't even talk about it to others, because there is a chance of you developing an ego over it. Silently do seva. When in your own way, when you manifest your individual nature, your talents, and when you start achieving in life, now you are in a position to share your wealth. I'm using the word wealth here, not in a restrictive way in terms of money, but it could be wealth in any form. Wealth could be money, wealth could be knowledge, wealth could be positive emotions. See, when you have positive emotions, you can be a solace to others. That is a great form of seva. Smiling at others, smiling not in an artificial way, but genuinely feeling happy, and that will express itself. So that will make the other person happy. That is a great seva. Actually, if you want to serve, there are infinite opportunities to serve. Some people are, sir, I want to do some seva, but I don't know what to do. It means you actually don't want to do any seva. So yoga dhanam is a very, very powerful sadhana principle. The karma indriyas have been given to you so that you can make a mark in this world. Of course, the fourth one is for evolution, spiritual evolution, that is called adhyatma unnati. When we come there, you make a mark in this world, but ultimately you have no value for all this. What is your ultimate purpose? It is inner growth and becoming one with the infinite. We will see that finally. But first of all, these three aspects you need to absorb, and you need to start practicing. They may look as if they are dealing with the world, but each and every one of this principle actually gives you that spiritual development also. It adds on to the fourth aspect, which is spiritual evolution. For example, when you manifest your individuality, that sets the base. When you achieve in life, now you acquire so many things. That again, as I told you, you can only share what you have. If you don't have anything, what are you going to share? And then yoga dhanam, seva, actually you're contributing, you're sharing. That purifies your personality, that reduces your karmas. Every time you do seva, it reduces the karmas. But you should not do seva in order to reduce your karma. Then there is a motive behind it. That should be incidental. When we come to karma yoga, we'll see, I'll explain that to you in a little more detail. What are the different types of karmas and how the karma yoga actually helps you to reduce the burden of those karmas. So these seem to be dealing with the world, but as you are dealing with the world, they will also create a spiritual momentum within you. You will start growing spiritually. And then that is the fourth aspect. the fourth purpose of the karma indriyas, adhyatma unnati, which means the spiritual evolution. Here when we talked, last week when I said evolving, it's not a Darwin's theory of evolution we are talking about. That is a physical evolution. Here we are talking about the spiritual evolution, not biological evolution. The evolution of your consciousness. So when you do karma yoga, you are fulfilling yourself in the world, you are contributing to the world and reducing your karmas, you're repaying. See, when you have a strong karmic account, you're going on taking. Now, how can you meditate and how can you spiritually evolve? So that is where the seva helps. And then the adhyatma unnati, the spiritual evolution happens. Use the same karma yogas to the karma indriyas to evolve spiritually. It is an automatic process. If you practice the first three, the fourth activity, the fourth purpose will start getting activated. If you don't do the first three, now the spiritual evolution is not possible. That is why all these yogis kept on saying that spirituality is not for weak people. It's not that if you fail in the world then you become spiritual. No. Spirituality means being successful in the world and evolving your inner consciousness simultaneously. They both go hand in hand. So adhyatma means your inner soul. Unnati means evolution, improvement. You go on improving yourself. You go on rising higher and higher and higher. When I say you, I mean your consciousness. You expand your consciousness till it becomes one with the infinite consciousness. That is the ultimate purpose. That is the ultimate goal. So we'll stop with that. Very, very powerful messages have been given. So you take some time this week and you go through these four purposes of your karma indriyas. The adhyatma unnati, there's so much about it. We'll be seeing it. Actually, every verse is dealing with adhyatma unnati only, the spiritual evolution only. So you sit with these four principles, and each of these principles can be followed, especially the first three, because the fourth one, adhyatma unnati, is an automatic process which can be awakened if you practice the first three properly. So see what your individual nature is. See where all your life is incomplete. Start completing them. Then yoga dhanam. See how you can contribute. How can I be of any seva? First start with your own family members. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Mata and Pita represents your own immediate family. Again, representative. So they have only said Mata, Pita. They have not said spouse or children. Don't misunderstand it in such a foolish way. And that family goes on extending. When the family is extended further, it becomes your society. If it's extended further, it becomes your country. If it's extended further, it becomes the whole world. If it's extended further, it becomes the whole universe. Lokaha, that's what he talks about. Loka Sangraha. But we have to bring it to our level. It is very important. So take up each of these principles and sit with it for a while, reflect, absorb that energy. So much of material has been given to you, and in today's Nididhyasana session, we will initiate this process. We will awaken this a little bit so that it will become easy for you to practice. In the Nididhyasana, we will be installing these principles in your subconscious mind. So after that, when you make an attempt to practice, it will be very easy for you. Okay, so now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Breathe in a deep way. With every breath, I'm getting into a state of deep relaxation. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond this physical body, beyond these various emotions and thoughts, lies my supreme higher self. I have my own unique set of talents. I am so happy to express them. Abhivyakti. I choose to lead a complete life, sadh, achievement. I have received so much from this world. I choose to repay, to contribute yogadanam. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. It's a very powerful session which we had. These sessions are meant to make your life so wonderful. If you practice these principles, Abhivyakti, Sadh, Yogadhanam, the quality of your life will increase in a way which you can't even imagine. You see, you can't quantify these benefits. Very difficult to quantify. You practice it a little bit and see the benefits. Okay. So one announcement is that there have been a lot of requests from people to make the Infinite Happiness Empowerment course, that Anandoham course, available online. It took a while to energize it. In the live program, I sit and do the healing in the background. So to make it available online, a lot of energizing has to be done. Still, whenever a person enrolls and does it, they inform me and I do monitor here and there. So it is available now. Already many people have started doing that. There are many sadhaks who are repeating that. That's what they have said. Actually, few people have sent me mails saying that we are repeating the course, and their experience is that when it doesn't look like a repetition, it looks like a new course. This has been the experience of all the sadhaks. So don't consider it as a repetition of the same course. See, the material may be the same, but the empowerment is new. So when you did it the first time, your consciousness level was at a particular stage. Now when you're doing it, your consciousness level will be at a different stage. So the empowerment energy will increase and more will be given to you. That is why you feel that it is totally different. You do it the third time, it will be even more different. So same thing, whether it's Kaya Tattva or Pranatva, any empowerment course. So don't consider it as a repetition. If at all you're doing it again. Again, that word itself is wrong, doing it again. It's a fresh empowerment. Every time you do, the empowerment energy which you're receiving is fresh. Remember that. And secondly, when you're doing that course, one sadhak has asked that when we are doing that course, what about the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana and all that? During the course time, you don't need to do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana or any other sadhana, whether even the other materials and all which have been given to you, because this itself is very powerful. So this is more than enough. First you need to digest this. So once the course is over, you can continue with your regular sadhana. So utilize these things for your development, for your expansion. That is the whole idea. Okay? So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session.